During spring break, my friends Alex, Maya, Ryan, Jordan, and Taylor were exhausted from just sitting around and watching movies all night. We decided that one day we'd try a harmless prank like ding-dong ditching. Towards the end of our break, we all met up at a local ice cream shop and planned to go around the neighborhood to find the perfect house for our prank. Once we found a suitable target, Alex rang the doorbell multiple times, and we all ran away giggling. We repeated this a couple more times, thinking it was all in good fun. However, on our third attempt, as Alex rang the doorbell excessively, we started suspecting that the residents of the house were onto us. We decided to retreat to Maya's backyard, where we suddenly noticed a man charging at us full speed. Panicking, I yelled for everyone to run, and we sprinted away. Ryan slipped briefly, but he managed to catch up as we sought refuge in Maya's backyard. As we hid, we observed the man scouring the neighborhood, searching for us. Eventually, he gave up, leaving us shaken. We decided it was best to call it a night and head home, though the desire to repeat the prank and feel the adrenaline was pushing. The next day, I proposed that I should be the one to ring the bell this time, as I hadn't done it before. When the moment arrived, I rang the bell and we all took off. To our horror, we spotted the same man chasing us again. We sprinted in different directions. Jordan, Taylor, and I ran down one block, while Maya, Ryan, and Alex took another route. Jordan and Taylor found a hiding spot, and luckily the man didn't spot them. Meanwhile, I, along with Kevin, who joined us this time, continued running, with the man pursuing us in his car. We hid under the trees, hoping to shake him off, but unfortunately, he kept following us, navigating through properties and curbs. Kevin and I split up, and he managed to escape, while the man focused on chasing me. In a desperate attempt to flee, I hid in a bush, watching as the man sped past, seemingly unable to find me. I informed my friends to head back to my place, cautioning them about the man still roaming the neighborhood. When they returned, we were all on edge, relieved that the ordeal was over. That night will forever be etched in my memory as the most frightening experience of my life. Back in our high school days, my friends and I used to ding-dong ditching random houses in our old neighborhood. There was this one particular house that we usually kept pranking. We targeted it over 100 times within 2 years. This house, nestled at the intersection of 2 streets, became the focal point of our nightly escapades. Strategically, it provided the perfect setting for our pranks due to the tall trees lining the left side of the driveway, offering us a quick escape route. Our exploits became so frequent that we often hit the same house multiple times in a single night, reveling in the thrill of our teenage troubles. One summer Saturday night, a few friends and I decided to sneak out after our parents had gone to bed. Our rendezvous involved some smoking, drinking, and of course causing havoc throughout the neighborhood. Typically, we wouldn't convene until well past 11 p.m., adding an extra layer of excitement to our nocturnal adventures. As we headed towards our usual target, the corner house, our group of 4 brainstormed new ways to elevate our ding-dong ditching experience. Chandler proposed a simultaneous assault, with each of us targeting different areas of the house. It was an audacious plan, but the prospect of heightened chaos excited us. Executing the plan, we approached the house with determination. Spread out strategically, I took the door and doorbell, while Chandler tackled the front windows. The other 2 friends ventured to the sides, knocking on windows with fervor. Each of us contributed to the symphony of banging on the house louder than ever. We sprinted to our hiding spot behind the trees, leaving the homeowner no chance to catch us. Despite our repeated pranks, the man had never managed to intercept us. We could glimpse him through the neighbor's trees, futilely attempting to locate the elusive pranksters who disrupted his peace. Weeks later, however, our daring escapades took an unexpected turn. Unaware that the man had fortified his property, we embarked on what would be our final ding-dong ditching spree. The signs adorning his yard warned of no trespassing, a potentially aggressive dog, and the imperative need to stay out. Tripwires crisscrossed his property, and multiple cameras stood as silent sentinels, documenting every inch. Undeterred by the warnings, we approached the house with the same recklessness as before. As we simultaneously banged on the door, chaos erupted. This time, the man reacted swiftly, grabbing for the nearest person, which was me. Fortunately, he missed, swatting my arm as we all ran in different directions. As we thought we had successfully evaded him, the night took a chilling turn. Echoes of screams reached our ears, prompting us to halt and turn back. The realization struck us. We had left one of our own behind. We rushed back to find Zach, discovering a scene we never expected. Zach lay battered and bleeding, while the man kept assaulting him. Fear gripped us, but a surge of defiance pushed me to yell at the man, threatening intervention if he didn't release our friend. The man, perhaps sensing the odds stacked against him, retreated into his house, leaving Zach in a bruised and battered state. We rushed Zach home, where he told the details to his parents. The fallout was swift and severe. Our pranks had consequences. Zach's parents stopped him from associating with us, and I felt kind of bad about this. Despite facing challenges, Zach and I maintained a strong friendship, quietly anticipating the day we turned 18. Our common goal has always been to save money for an apartment, providing an opportunity to break free from our parents. Reflecting on those eventful teenage years, we recognize the lessons learned from our rash adventures. The enduring marks of our past actions remind us that seeking excitement and mischief can result in consequences more serious than expected. Back in our adolescent days, my buddies, Lila, Ethan, Mia, and Owen, indulged in a somewhat questionable pastime: ding-dong ditching. Ringing a doorbell and making a quick getaway had its own thrill, especially when boredom struck. Our game took a darker turn when a mysterious new neighbor moved in across the street from Mia, who lived a block away from me. This new neighbor's house seemed to exude an air of mystery. Closed blinds, never a hint of lights, and a perpetually parked red sedan in the driveway raised eyebrows in our otherwise quiet neighborhood. Rumors circulated about the people living there, but no one had a clear picture of who they were or what they looked like. The perfect target for our games. One summer night, we decided to target the neighbor's house during our ding-dong ditching spree. Mia and I hid behind a nearby car while Owen approached the door. He rang the bell a few times. Our amusement turned to a mix of horror and curiosity when Owen seemingly rang the bell more persistently. As he sprinted back to our hiding spot, we anticipated the door opening. To our surprise, it didn't. Owen then made a second attempt, ringing the bell even more insistently. This time, as the door remained closed, Mia and I noticed the curtains in one of the front windows twitch. Someone was definitely inside. As Owen prepared for a third attempt, the front door swung open abruptly. Mia and I watched as an arm shot out from the darkness, attempting to grab Owen. He let out an unexpected high-pitched scream as he managed to break free and darted across the street to safety. The door slammed shut, and no one pursued us. Following Owen's escape, we regrouped at Mia's house. Inside, I scolded him for the risky move, emphasizing the potential danger of targeting an unfamiliar neighbor. Owen, chill as ever, shared the wild encounter with us. His folks were mad at first, but once he spilled about how some dude aggressively tried to drag him into that sketchy house, they switched to concerned mode. Despite the unsettling incident, neither Owen or his parents felt comfortable approaching the neighbor. Jake, our concerned friend, went home, while I decided to stay over at Mia's for the night. In the safety of her backyard, we immersed ourselves in playing video games on our handheld consoles, discussing the peculiar events. As the night progressed, we heard a strange thumping noise, but dismissed it as insignificant. Eventually, the chill in the air prompted us to head indoors, only to discover that the first floor had grown notably colder. The sliding dining room window was wide open, allowing a cold breeze to fill the room. Mia's parents hadn't opened it. We heard a distinct noise from upstairs. A thump, or perhaps something falling. Fear washed over us as Mia's dad armed himself with the largest kitchen knife available and ascended the stairs, while Mia, her mom, and I anxiously awaited in the living room, dialing the police. Mia's dad caught this random man in her room, and things got crazy real quick. They were both throwing moves, and turns out it was the creepy neighbor from across the street. He had a vibe, easily recognizable with his weird clothes and messed up hands, just like we all imagined. The cops showed up, dropped a restraining order on the neighbor. Mia's family wasn't having it. They bounced out of there in a few months, and I guess we learned our lesson. Messing around with harmless pranks can sometimes spiral into some seriously messed up situations you never see coming.